Hi guys, I'm Alex. I'm a founder of DarwinClaw company, and today I'm gonna be talking about our progress for the current week. Just as a reminder, we're doing a DarwinClaw, which is basically a B2B or enterprise version for OpenClaw. And main difference is that on regular OpenClaw, you can basically regular OpenClaw is a personal AI agent which can do literally anything, and we're doing the same but for the companies, for B2B and for enterprise. So the difference that in our product you will be able to for example set this agent for like I don't know, several hundred or thousand of your employees, and they're all gonna be able to use it. And another difference that each employee will keep his own data, personal data, long-term memory, and some configuration of his agent inside his profile, including his files inside his workspace. But also he will be able to access company-wide data and company-wide systems. So this bot will be connected to company data, whatever it is. Okay, tell you what we were able to do this week. Basically, on backend, there was a big progress on backend, and currently we have fully stateless version of DarwinClaw back, which has like slave machines, code for slave machines, and you can have as many slave machines as you want. And we're proud that we were able to do it without actually existing solutions such as Docker. The difference that our solution actually much more flexible, and it basically consumes less memory and probably even less CPU. But main concern was the memory. And so we have code for slave machines and code for master machines, and you might have as many master machines as you want as well. And slave machine is stateless, master machine is stateless. So whenever the front is going to be accessing master to basically to create a new bot or to manage the current bots, everything will happen in real time. So master will call all slave machines, understand which one is available, where you have enough memory, where we can raise more bots, and so on, so on. So it looks pretty amazing. I mean, we did not test it on a big scale yet, but definitely gonna support, should be more than enough for, let's say, several thousand instances of bot. So which means basically that it's already can manage the companies which has 2, 3, 4, I don't know, 5,000 people, which should be enough for the beginning. Another thing is basically next thing is to implement the last probably big things that we need to implement is we should have one bot. For example, if company uses doesn't matter which messenger it does use, but for example if it uses Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever, employees of the company should be able to talk to the same bot. Like it should be just one bot for all employees, and again separate workspaces for each employee with his own data. So next we're gonna do this bit, basically make a proper routing of messages between single bot and many users. The next thing is front end. So before that, last week we were able to assemble a first kind of draft version of front end, but now we decided to move to like more like minimalistic style, and it looks much better. So in current version you will be able to basically create your own office. We call it usually this thing called your account, on my account, your account on a website, but in our case it's actually not an account, it's an office. Because what you do inside this office, you create new agents. For example, you can have as many agents per one user as you want, and each agent might have his own abilities, skills, whatever. Or you might decide to go with just one agent which can do anything. It's up to you. And you can configure AI models per agent. You can configure messengers per agent, like some agent can reply in Discord, another agent can reply in WhatsApp and whatever. So usually we decided to call it a digital employee because in fact it's not an agent, it's an employee, because it can do literally everything. And you can see some first screenshots on our weekly log on the website. Have a look. Yeah, another thing, we just invented our own scale for, in terms of how to measure the company automation, and by automation I mean AI automation. So currently every single company, well, most of the companies, they use AI in some cases. Many companies use it quite heavily, some companies use it less. But how do you compare? And basically you can read some details on our weekly blog as well. I just give you a really brief overview. The idea is simple. So we invented the DarwinClaw.AI scale, which is effectively you compare your current payroll against your current expenses on AI. And if, for example, the company has low expenses on AI, well, let's say zero expenses, it doesn't use AI, it means it's not automated at all, right? If company has some expenses, like, we decided, we just looked at some stats and had a chat with companies that we do work with, and decided that level zero is if your LLM spent, your AI spent, is less than 1/4 of total payroll. We call it tiny automation. So you started something, but it's still tiny. Level 1 is basically when your AI expenses, basically literally amount of tokens you buy in terms of like money, is equal to the payroll. If it's equal, then it's level 1. And then level 2 is when you spend on a AI 4 times more than total payroll. We call this organizations a minimal staff organization. And the highest level is level 3, which is I'm pretty sure no one is actually at this level now, is when you spend 10 times more on AI than you actually spend on a payroll. You can actually call this organization a staffless. So we probably gonna rate different companies against this scale, and probably gonna add our company to the scale as well. And I think it's pretty high level and good metric, because it actually is the same as the amount of energy you spend in your organization means a lot. But amount of tokens you spend on AI actually again means a lot. The more tokens you spend in general, the more automation you actually use in your daily work, because unlikely that the company gonna spend, I don't know, a lot of money on tokens and not getting a value out of it. So very unlikely. So have a look at the scale. Probably, if you have some thoughts, just contact me. Maybe we can update this scale in some way. But to me, it looks pretty good now. Yeah, I guess that's it. So see you next week. Bye.